Next up in our Women in WordPress series is my friend Piccia Neri. Piccia, how are you today?
Hello, Michelle. I'm very well and all the better for being here chatting to you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Likewise, it's always pleasure to speak with you for sure. You always make me smile. So, I think you're
Great.
pretty well known, but for anybody who might not know you, where are you located and what do you do?
I am located in Valencia, in Spain, and I am primarily a designer. That's how I define myself. No extra
Yeah.
titles and nothing like else. But I do focus mostly on accessibility now.
Yes. Yes.
That's my focus. Yeah.
And you have a very interesting, I don't know if it's a series of things that you're posting on LinkedIn, but I believe it's the Don't Be an Eggplant series. Or as you
You
say,
know
don't
what?
don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. That reminds me that lately I've been really lax. I haven't used that hashtag much, but it's basically, yeah, because the point is do not be a dick to other human beings. And I
Yeah.
have to say that the pinnacle of my career so far has been at a conference, a design conference in Berlin.
Hmm.
It was agreed beforehand. There was a word "arse" in the title of the presentation, so that was already a sort of
Yeah.
prelude. People knew what to expect, and I was allowed to use the word "dick" on the
On
stage,
stage.
and it was a roaring success.
I believe it 100%. Speaking of accessibility, I have physical accessibility issues. I went to a drag show on Saturday night. My daughter was one of the DJs. She was so wonderful. I just have to say she was fantastic. It was easy to roll
Great.
into the venue. It was easy. They had a ramp down to the main area. So all of that, the bathroom was accessible. However, the curb cut, which was a perfect curb cut, somebody had put a giant cement pylon in front of it, making an accessible venue completely inaccessible by choice. They made the choice to do that. So accessibility to me
Wow.
is very close to my heart, as you know. So yeah.
It's a daily necessity. It's not an
Yeah.
optional.
So somebody
Yeah.
chose to be a dick. That's all
Yeah.
I'm going to say.
Crazy. I can't even
Yeah.
imagine why
Insanity.
you would do that. It's totally
Yeah. I mean,
counterproductive. I
I
don't
had
I
to go
don't
to
get it.
I had to go a different part of the plaza to gain entrance to the sidewalk to then come back to right in front of where I had parked. It was insane. But anyway, enough
That's
about
ridiculous.
enough about me. Why see, like curb cuts have nothing to do with WordPress except to continue to tell stories of how online accessibility actually mirrors physical accessibility in the real world as well, because we can't access things, and it's what it is. Accessibility means access to. So
Yeah.
when we talk about accessibility and we talk about WordPress, why is WordPress important to you? I know you work outside of WordPress as well, but why do you lean into WordPress where you do?
Because when I got started with web design, now a long time ago, actually, I think that my first website it was called One Sketch a Day, and it was a drawing blog. And
Mm,
that's how I got started because I looked at it and I thought, okay, I really should learn WordPress. And I did, and I realized that there was this whole world around WordPress. And at the time, I was living in London, where I lived for nearly 20 years before moving to Valencia. And I started going to the meetups. And that's where I
oh,
met the wonderful Dan Maybe,
mhm.
um, Paul Smart, Nathan Wrigley, and all those wonderful people that we know so well.
Yeah.
And it was an eye opener because as a designer, I'm not a trained designer. I didn't train as a designer. I trained as an art historian and I sort of learned on the job.
Hmm.
So I always had a bit of a complex and I didn't have the design community from university also because yeah, studying in Italy mostly anyway, was I did do a master in London, but I digress. And I really tried hard for years and years to create a professional community around me of designers, and I failed miserably. I was even vice president of the Charter Society of Designers. I really tried, and I couldn't
Hmm.
find it. When I started going to the WordPress meetups, it was like that. I
Awesome.
found the community, and it
Hmm.
was awesome. It was awesome because the way they structured their meetups was so useful. It was always, there was something for everyone, not
Hmm.
because there were always two talks, not just one,
Hmm.
and pizza as
Yes.
well, and then the pub afterwards, obviously. But I learned so much on marketing, on the web in general, as well as development, because you would go to a meetup and go, oh my God, a talk on PHP. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Right.
And then by the fifth time you went, you were like, oh, I think I understood. And it was amazing. So
I love
that's
that.
how how I got, and then I realized, okay, as I got more serious about UX and designing websites, I realized that actually was probably the best tool available for a number of reasons that I won't go into, because here we are, with WordPress people, so they don't need telling, they don't need convincing. But I think that the London meetup and the community in general played a huge part in me sticking to it, because the
Hmm.
first thing that I did when I moved to Valencia was, of course, look for the WordPress community,
Hmm.
and the skating community, because that's something else I like to do, but the WordPress community. And still,
Yeah.
my closest friends here are WordPress people.
I love
So, yeah.
that. That's awesome. So for women who are either considering or starting out their journey in tech and WordPress, what advice would you have for them? I mean, other than find a meetup, because it sounds like that was pretty awesome for you.
Yes, definitely find a meetup, and definitely find your tribe, find people
Mm,
like you, because in tech in general, and also WordPress in particular, although there are a lot of us, there are many women, but guess what? How many are there in positions of power or of directing things?
yeah.
Not that many. Don't be discouraged by that. Come find us, and we will all, as we do, we will all
Oh.
help each other out, most definitely. And also talk to developers. If you're a designer, speak to developers and learn from them, and vice versa.
Hmm.
If you are a developer, please do speak to designers, and let's all work together. But yeah,
Absolutely.
find your people. You won't
Find
be
your
on your
people.
own.
I agree a hundred
Yeah.
percent. 100%. As a matter of fact, that's what my Hero Press essay was about. Find your people. And that I had found mine
Yes.
in WordPress as well. So I think that's perfect advice. Well, Pecha, thank you so
Yeah.
much for taking some time to chat with me today, share a little bit of your story and your passion. And yeah, I really appreciate the time you take to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Michelle. A total pleasure as usual.
Thank you. We'll see everybody next time.